Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 36 of Dual Destinies. Last time, we used the mood matrix on Marlon, and we discovered that Azura Summers was his girlfriend, and he's angry at Orla for her death. So basically, we got some Captain Ahab situation going on. So let's go. With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as you'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. As a giant floating head. The giant floating head was necessary for this entire production. So you figured all that out, did ya? Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca. But you leave me no choice. We're gonna throw down right here, right now. So allow for me a drink from my barrel like Popeye does with his spinach. Ah! Now it's time to get serious. Ahoy! What? Yo, ho, ahoy, me fish meat brothers represent a Vassy Grassy to stay free. Take me words and pop them in your mouth. Scurvy Grassy is gonna go out now. Yo, ho, bro, I'm ready for the showdown. Yeah, I cannot do raps. I cannot keep up with the rap bass when basically I'm doing my deep voice. Okay. Yeah, what was that? Basically, Scurvy Grass Eaters kneel to me beat. Okay. What is going on? Where did that pirate fellow go from? He looks like a completely different person. Order! If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell may yell at us. No, not the raving pirates! Not the raving pirates! No, don't tell us how he was sent to the gallows, Kaiba! No! Just, I can just imagine Simon having a full-on 4 kids dub PTSD flashback. Not the rapping pirates. No, I don't want to hear about Luffy D. I don't want to hear about Luffy D, 4 kids. No. Mr. Wright, Simon's scared. His fear's overwhelming him. Even Prosecutor Blackwell is at a loss for words. So I planned to have that wench be a witness. Arr, he caught me out. Yeah, but just the fact that Marlon looks exactly like a One Piece character. Seriously, Marlon looks like he could come right out of One Piece. Well, with that giant swordfish and the hat. The hat is what's really selling it. Not to mention that grin. It be true, I thought that the orca's murderous way should be found out. That's be why I schemed to have the Plume see the body. So you admit it. You deliberately framed Orla. And also the fact that just one thing I find so funny is the fact that Marlon has this Dragon Ball Z style reveal where basically just he drinks from his fish barrel and then basically he just tenses up as his body expands out of nowhere. Basically just how he was hiding that. It wasn't like Marlon was wearing baggy clothes or anything. Marlon was wearing a short sleeve shirt and basically his arms were stick thin. And then he drinks from his radioactive fish barrel, or I assume it's his fish barrel. I don't know, bro. We know he could have been drinking salt water. Marlon drinks salt water and it makes him stronger. And then basically just Marlon drinking from his barrel and then just boom. Then all of a sudden just he's going full on Dragon Ball Z. That orca be a murdering scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that orca, but I always felt grateful towards the captain. The orca murdered Azura and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank. Yeah, I don't have a response to that. I agree it wouldn't make sense for any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would it be? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I just became aware of a new fact. Oh, and what is that? Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear, and I can't talk now. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start. Athena! No, Apollo! Rifle! That penguin was on Marlon Rhymes' hate list. Norma! Marlon himself!
Take that!
What? So the witness's intent was to kill the orca? Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all schemed to kill Orla. The orca was his true target, but Jack Shipley was the one who died. The orca's alive and quite well. He's right. He wanted to kill the orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. Now, how did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rhymes wanting to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death? At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado a moment ago? Don't make me sick the rapping pirate on you. No, not the rapping pirates! Enough of these reckless words without a basis in fact!
Objection!
They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is at the real murder scene, the show pool. What are you talking about? It's my contention that two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the orca and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene. And by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death. He did what now? Mr. White, what did Mr. Rhymes remove in an attempt to kill Orla? The pirate ship. Without Orla's stylish ship, she would have died from sadness.
Take that!
Don't tell me you're trying to claim he tried to kill the orca by draining the pool water. That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rhymes took charge of Orla. With the plan to kill Orla in the show pool, and because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool. Arr! I tried to kill the orca, you say? Can you even prove there was nary a drop of water in the pool? That day, I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th. But I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time. How would you know such a thing? I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. The very illegal torpedo data system that has about 3 terabytes worth of furry porn on it. This system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's record, we can tell exactly what she ate or didn't eat. Sink me! Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption! Only a few of the ship-shaped aquarium staff know about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in those early morning hours on the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence.
Humph, you're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry. Ach, he's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then what would create inconsistency? Where did her fish go? Where did her love-filled fish go? Her fish? Good question. Where did it disappear to? Fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to the case? Cease this stalling with inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead.
Objection!
But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think I might have a good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice. Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taco won't look favorably upon it. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't yet know. Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. I'll hit him with a shovel. Just so you know, Mr. Wright, I prepared for this. Yesterday, I went over to Ninetails Vale, and I borrowed that shovel that Jinxie's father used to kill her mother, as well as those 3 maids, those two bystanders, the fat guy, the stray cat, the stray dog, the stray ferret, as the Department of Health and Sanitation, as well as a guy who came by to sing a birthday song who was hired from an anonymous company. But do try to keep your remarks careful. Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. Herman Crab! I believe Dr. Crab visited the show stage. The witness from before? Do you have any basis for this claim? The fact that Orla's fish disappeared. He most likely decided to feed Orla some fresher fish. And he took the old fish away somewhere. Somewhere? Where? And where's this fresher fish he was going to give her? Where? Yes. Good question. Mr. Wright, there is no question about where this penalty is going. How did Orla's fish disappear? Yes, I know it's Rifle. I just had to say it. Okay, Rifle. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage. First an orca, now a penguin? Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee or early morning hours. Do ye have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If ye be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence. Arr. The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage.
Take that!
Oh my! What a cute little sign! Look at all those little adorable stars! These stars are actually starfish. Mrs. Buckler painted the sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left this sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying. Aye, that be true, but what be your point? On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where is this proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out. The Skull Rock.
Take that!
A couple of pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others. Oh, you're right. They look almost like little leaves. Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on this side are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking over the sign before it was dry. Oh, what cute little pink penguin prints. So they're footprints. What of them? Marlon Rhymes was watching over the sign at the show stage while the paint dried, and during the time the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning on the morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin couldn't have eaten it all. But me God! Rifle ate Orla's fish? Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to move the Skull Rock. It couldn't have been moved without me. After all, the captain put me on a high-intensity 5-day regimen. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction? Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? Right, Dono. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Mr. Ryan's at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must be true, because he helped move the skull rock. And then Rifle came in and walked all over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which Rifle couldn't have been seen? Okay, we're saving the game. Okay.
Take that!
What, inside the pool? But you're right. If he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. So you're saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer's clear. Now, I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Huh? Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Why must you disclude me, Athena? I thought we were friends. But then again, how should I know? You sent me to jail 7 years ago because you couldn't testify to save your life in court. Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves that what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin is a key point? The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit while Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Arrgh! Orcas can be out of water for a short time without sustaining damage. But if they're out of water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. I thought it said fell to his breath. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion? That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lightsaber tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What? What? Arrgh! Arrgh! Gah! So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working just a little further now and Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
If you think you won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Are you Aquaman? Of course not. What kind of bills be that? I be but a simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca? The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where's your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes can manipulate the orca? Ah! Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
Objection!
Well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena? I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again, only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I remember the old right way. The right way that was forgotten for all 10 minutes. The right way? Don't take my pun away from me, Athena. It's all I have from Turnabout Big Top that isn't trauma. Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence.
Objection!
All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases. The central figure? Oh God, no! 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 I thought it was bad enough that we had the 4 kids, One Piece pirates, but now this? Not the orca! The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Who are you talking about? I demand that you all tell the court immediately. Who is the central figure in both cases?
Take that!
The defense calls the central figure in both cases, Orla the Orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? I cross-examine an orca? You must be idled. It'd be impossible, says I.
Silence.
This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is intricately involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well, do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. I'm ready and confident. So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rise manipulated Orla. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. Why must my cases devolve like this? Why do you ruin my cases, Mr. Wright? Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. To be continued. No, we're not going to save progress. We're going to continue on. July 22nd, 11:21 a.m. District Court, Defendant, Lobby number 3. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla Mr. Right. And on that note, I think now would be a good time to end things off. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And without, see you next time. Bye.